some magic.
Welcome to Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards, a salute to the all-time greatest game show moments. Now introducing your hosts, The Price is Right's Janice Pennington and Hollywood Showdown's Todd Newton.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Green Ball Awards here on Game Show Network. Now, tonight, we're raising the curtain on the most outrageous moments in game show history, all competing in the wildest categories imaginable.
That's right, Todd. All nominees and winners were determined by AGAS, the Academy of Game Show Arts and Sciences. But I think that's just another name for Game Show Network's programming department.
And Janice, unlike other award shows, tonight there will be no boring, overblown acceptance speeches. And that's because none of the nominees have actually been invited.
But had they been here, they might have walked away with this beautiful, one-of-a-kind statuette, the Golden Swirl.
And we should probably all be thankful that it is one of a kind.
Okay, let's get started. Our first category of the night is what we like to call I Was a Game Show Nobody, featuring contestants who later went on to become major stars.
And I think it'd be nice if we roll out our second runner-up here. It's young Jenny Wilburn from Match Game. Now, you may know her better as talk show queen Jenny Jones.
I'm Jenny Wilburn. I'm originally from London, Ontario, Canada. I'm a roller skater, bicycler, and I have a very unusual birthplace, Bethlehem, Israel.
Selma said, I don't want to say the buses are slow in arriving, but from the time I started waiting until the time the bus showed up, I got blank.
Pregnant.
Pregnant.
Whoa. Sounded like even then Jenny was gearing up for her talk show.
Yeah. Our first runner-up is future Cheers star Kirstie Alley. Long before she ventured into Veronica's closet, Kirstie tried her hand at Password.
I'm an interior designer. I moved here a year ago from Wichita, Kansas. I have no children. I have cats.
Rattlesnakes.
Venom.
Great!
Both of those were great, but the Golden Swirl goes to a wild and crazy contestant by the name of Steve Martin, who appeared on The Dating Game back in 1968.
Steve Martin, isn't he the host of some other award show?
Possibly.
Well, as an added bonus for you folks, this 60s Love Fest also stars groovy Richard Dawson and psychedelic Bill Bixby. Take a look.
There you have it, the winner of the I Was a Game Show Nobody Award, Steve Martin, long before he became the jerk. I wonder if it was his experience on The Dating Game that made his hair turn white.
Could be, but I think a special Green Ball Award for costume design should be given to International Man of Mystery Richard Dawson. Ooh, smashing, baby.
Now stay tuned, because there are many more surprises ahead here on Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards. Goes to the player whose remarks or actions were so wild, even the show's hosts were taken aback.
Yeah, and I'm sure they wish they could have taken some of these answers back. But let's check out our second runner-up, a revealing moment from Family Feud.
Name the first thing you take off after work.
Underwear.
My next question would be, what time do you get off work?
If you think that was embarrassing, wait till you see our first runner-up. This infamous clip from the Newlywed Game.
Girls, tell me where specifically is the weirdest place that you personally, girls, have ever gotten the urge to make whoopee? Yes, Olga.
I'm trying to think.
No, what I'm talking about is the weirdest location, the weirdest place.
Location.
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll let you use your imagination for her answer, but in the end, you should be able to figure it out.
It's quite a bummer, actually. All right, now let's reveal the winner for Best Show-Stopping Contestant. Opening up the envelope, here it is. Well, it's this petrified player from Match Game who's actually so nervous she can't even remember her blank and blank's blank.
He means her loving husband's name. Let's watch.
And there you have it, your Green Ball Award winner for Best Show-Stopping Contestant. You know, I also have trouble remembering people's names from time to time. Never if it's someone important.
Yeah, me too. Now, don't go away. What's His Name and I will be back with more of Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards right after this.
Todd.
Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards are brought to you by Jell-O Gelatin and Jell-O Pudding. Make some magic.
It's time for more of Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards, a salute to the all-time greatest game show moments, with your host, The Price is Right's Janice Pennington and Hollywood Showdown's Todd Newton.
While our last award went to Best Show-Stopping Contestant, our next Golden Swirl goes to Best Show-Stopping Guest Star.
That's right. The familiar faces in this category really knew how to liven things up with their crazy antics.
Oh, how we could use them here tonight. Our second runner-up is Phyllis Diller, who spills her guts in more ways than one on Tattletales.
Did you say Phyllis?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have some kind of a first here.
Oh, that Phyllis, what a gas. Our first runner-up is Betty White, a frequent guest on Match Game, and here she is in our one silly dance number of the night.
Show us your G-string.
If that were me, the audience would be screaming, "Leave it on!"
And the Golden Swirl goes to the legendary Lucille Ball, who steals the show as usual in this classic 1956 episode of I've Got a Secret.
With Showdown's Todd Newton.
Game shows and animals are a lot alike. They can be wild, unpredictable, and sometimes things get a little messy.
Yeah, and when you bring the two together, anything can happen. And that's why our next Green Ball Award is given in honor of Best Animal Attack.
Our second runner-up comes from To Tell the Truth. This little critter has a special hello for the celebrity panel.
Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. Derwin Shirley. And Carol Burnett.
Kind of reminds me of my first time on camera. Our first runner-up is this feathered friend who lays an egg on the set of Card Sharks.
Jughead the ostrich is right there. Don't tell him I have ostrich boots, okay?
Oh.
Look out, Lace! There he goes!
Bob.
That's the closest you've ever come to sitting in my lap, kid. I want you to know that.
Yes.
Maybe Bob's the one who should have stuck his head in the sand after that little exchange.
As wild as those encounters were, the Golden Swirl for Best Animal Attack goes to a 1955 episode of Make the Connection.
That's right. There's no business like this monkey business from famous chimp J. Fred Muggs. That was a look at the late, great J. Fred Muggs, tonight's winner for Best Animal Attack.
Now, don't go anywhere because there's a lot more monkeying around to come here on Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards.
Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards are brought to you by Jell-O Gelatin and Jell-O Pudding. Make some magic.
It's time for more of Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards, a salute to the all-time greatest game show moments, with your host, The Price is Right's Janice Pennington and Hollywood Showdown's Todd Newton.
Now, friends, if you think the savage beasts in our last segment were frightening, well, just wait till you see the wild behavior of our next nominees.
You're about to witness what happens when contestants attack.
Our second runner-up is this full frontal assault by Roz Ryan on Ray Combs during Family Feud.
I remember when you were doing Amen, the warm-up.
Yeah?
And you used to tell everybody that you were going to do Family Feud, and you said, when I do it, I'm not going to kiss women because some of the brows be ugly. Now, you don't have any ugly women up here today, but I tell you what, you're going to kiss me, baby.
First runner-up goes to Bert Convey's Close Encounter of the Gentler Kind on Tattletales.
I don't get it. What was that, a leftover from Best Slip of the Tongue?
Maybe. And the Golden Swirl goes to Match Game.
Yeah, and you better duck for cover because no one is safe when this contestant wins big.
be afraid. Be very afraid. Okay, Todd, you can come out. She's gone.
Well, you can never be too careful. I mean, as you can see, sometimes we game show hosts lead a very dangerous life.
Well, don't you go away, because we've just got one more award to give out right after this.
What was that?
It's time for more of Game Show Network's Green Ball Awards with your hosts, The Price is Right's Janice Pennington and Hollywood Showdown's Todd Newton.
Well, folks, I'm sorry to say that we've reached the end of our ceremony with just one more golden swirl to hand out.
We here at Game Show Network always end our award shows on time.
That's right. And our final category happens to be my personal favorite. It's Best Host Most Out of Control.
Our second runner-up is the usually straight-faced Richard Dawson, who loses it big time in this clip from Family Feud.
Months of pregnancy, does a woman begin to look pregnant?
September.
First question coming up. Oh, God. Oh, here we go, darling. No, this is got me serious.
First runner-up goes to Gene Rayburn, who literally dominates this scene from Match Game.
Betty's falling off. Wait a minute. We got to straighten Betty out.
Well, it's a little late now. Oh, again, Gene, again. One more time. You always go that one step too far.
This is sick. Gene.
Gene really knew how to whip up a good time.
Yes, he did. But the golden swirl goes to Bert Convey on Super Password.
Watch as Bert exhibits a little performance anxiety, followed by a rare case of host rage. Well, that concludes tonight's salute to the most outrageous game show moments ever.
Just one thing, Janice, I couldn't help but notice with all those great clips, there wasn't one featuring us.
Well, it'd be a pretty boring show with you and I sweeping all the awards, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, good thinking.
But here's a little hint of what one of my clips would have looked like.
Wow. Well, so I think with that, you deserved this. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone. That was just amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Nothing to it.